Matt, can you kind of walk us through how yesterday went down? It felt a little sudden compared to maybe what we were expecting.
Yeah, I think we wanted, or I personally wanted to get through, meetings with the players and coaches, and kind of go back to Ted and Dick, and make some decisions. But ended up meeting with Lavi yesterday. I had a conversation, and conversation went in a certain direction. We both decided that we'd make changes.
Yeah. Where do things go from here with regard to the rest of his staff? I mean, him and McCarthy have kind of been a package deal for 20 years.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't had an opportunity yet to meet with the assistant coaches.
Okay.
We'll do it over the next few days.
Okay.
Kind of have the same conversations and then make decisions based on that.
Yeah.
Were you open to bringing Peter back, or was it what were your thoughts?
Well, I was. I guess. I mean, I think he's a good coach. I think he's a good person. I like working with him. I think we were open. I guess I was, wanted some time with players, wanted some time with everybody around to just get some opinions and kind of go from there.
How do you approach bringing in the next coach? Are you going to talk to a lot of people?
Yeah, I mean, we just, it's a day after, so I mean, we'll see how how it shakes out here. We'll start looking at names and talk about with our group, talk about different coaches that people know and traits they have, and maybe we have to wait to talk to some assistant coaches that we think are candidates. We'll see how it goes here.
How does that work in the NHL with regard to assistants that are in the playoffs? You can't have.
No, I mean, you wait till they're done with their year-end stuff, and then you put in a request to can we interview your assistant coach to be our head guy.
Right.
I think you said after Todd you moved on from Tucker that you wanted an experienced coach. Are you looking for experienced coach again? Are you open to see what?
Yeah, I think we're more open. I think it's our group's changing. We're trying to get younger. We've brought in some younger players. It's going to be different in that you want a coach that can work with young guys, and we're going to have a veteran group at the top that kind of needs a veteran coach. So it's going to be challenging to find the right guy for that. Probably a combination of what we've had would be the ideal candidate. I don't know that we can find it, but we'll do the best we can.
Maybe impacts an assistant coach hiring in a combo.
Yeah, it could. Yeah, could be. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, you mentioned there on the changes that are coming to the roster. For a long time, you've kind of kept that core group together and augmented around. Do you think this summer we're gonna see more substantive changes?
I mean, we'll look at some things for sure. I mean, sometimes making changes to make a change is not right, but we're going to look for opportunities. Opportunities present themselves in free agency and the trade market as we go towards the draft. So we would be more open-minded to opportunities that present themselves this year would be the way to put it for me.
Are you looking for another Sandine type addition?
Yeah, I think we are. Yeah, I mean that's the ideal stuff for us is to find good young guys that are, have potential to grow their game.
Brian, would you say that this is maybe the biggest challenge you've faced is threading this needle between, having this aging core and then trying to add this youth and this speed and just trying to balance it all?
Yeah, it's trying to stay competitive while getting younger is going to be challenging, yes. But that's the stage we're at. That's the decision we've made here. We want to finish out a couple careers of important players in our organization, and we want to stay competitive, but we also want to get younger. So it's a challenging position to have all three of those things, but we're going to try.
Is there a blueprint? Is there a team you can point to and say, hey, it's hard, but they did it?
I don't know. I haven't thought of that.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing, when you're trying to get younger, but I mean, we'll have a good pick this year, but that's it's probably a couple years away before we get that player.
Right.
I mean, the challenge has always been that we've been a good team, and you're picking late, and you're getting, you're trying to hit on a good player. The odds are a little different from where we're picking.
Right.
Aside from team health improving for next year, what maybe got away this year that you're hopeful will be back next year to get you to where you want to be?
I think the health has impacted everything. We never quite found a rhythm. We never quite found combinations that worked. It was up and down, and we're working through guys trying to find their game, trying to find their timing when they come back. I think it was a frustrating year in that we continuously worked at trying to find things like that. And we never quite got there. I think a good start next year, a good training camp. And again, we need healthy players that can compete for 82-game schedule.
Aside from the health challenges, there was a time late in the year where you guys were mostly healthy, and a few players, Tom specifically said that was what was most disappointing to him, was there was an opportunity there for like 2 weeks to make a real push in the playoffs and kind of laid some eggs. He said that's what he really regrets.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think down the stretch there, that was frustrating to watch, that we didn't grab a hold of it. Yeah. Even, I guess we made a decision at the deadline to move guys, and that disrupts everything. You're seeing good players and good people leave, and I don't know how that affects individuals mentally, but there is a letdown when that happens, and maybe that affected the whole rest of the season after that. It definitely affected part of it.
You guys next year obviously hoping for a cleaner bill of health, but with the age that some of these guys are, injuries are kind of inevitable. How do you, from a roster construction standpoint, just kind of bake in contingency plans to be prepared for when those situations do arise?
Well, I think we went into last year like that. We knew we were having health issues, or we did have health issues. We knew we weren't going to start the year with a couple key guys, so we tried to build it up as deep as we could. We added Strome. I thought we did a good job on the back end with Gustafson and TVR, and I thought we filled the holes. We added Brown. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see him all year. We saw him for 3 or 4 games, whatever it is. I think that's our mentality, is to create the depth that we can to withstand injuries or man games missed.
Because Kuznetsov and Backstrom in particular mentioned that one big challenge for you guys going forward, or one thing that needs to be addressed, is playing faster. Not just skating faster, not having just younger legs, but also moving the puck quicker. Is that something you identified as an issue, and is that a thing that you'll want the next coach to have a system that maybe looks more like the Devils?
Yeah. Yeah, I think people get caught up in skating speed, where if you took exact skating speeds, there's a lot of players that were within a range that is pretty consistent throughout the league. It is the way you play, to me, the way you move the puck, the way you're available, the way you work away from the puck. That's how you play fast. I agree with those sentiments.
You mentioned it takes the draft picks a couple years to get there. How much will be watching Hershey in the playoffs to see if someone like McMichael is ready to take that next step, and how important is that for them?
Yeah, it's important. McMichael's had a good year. I think he's played a pretty good two-way game down in Hershey. So the playoffs will be a next level for him. So that's good. Lapierre's, had some ups and downs, but has played well lately. We'll be monitoring him like we always do, throughout the playoffs, and it's exciting because they're a good team. They got a deep team down there. It's a well-rounded team, and we got some young guys there that hopefully do well.
What do you think of Evgeny Kuznetsov's season?
Probably disappointed in it. I think it wasn't as good as last year. I liked his season last year. He played well. For whatever reason, he never quite found his game. There were stretches where I thought he played well, but overall, I think he underperformed the season he had last year.
How about Anthony Mantha?
Same. I think he had periods where I thought he found his game and was competing hard, and then near the end, I don't think he was a confident player and playing at his highest level.
Yeah. He mentioned to us that he's on his own has gone out and gotten a sports psychiatrist really helping him along. Are you hopeful that maybe that can kind of help him with the confidence side of things?
Yeah, I think it's. Players need help on the mental part of the game. I mean, it's hard to handle the ups and downs. I mean, you have to be a mature guy to brush some of the stuff off that's being said about you and come out and compete and get to your highest level. And I think various personalities and types of players can handle that better than others, and some need help, some don't need help.
But with Obi's year this year, unfortunately, he lost his dad, some other stuff happened, injuries. What did you think of him, and optimistic about him? He still had 42 goals, so.
Yeah, no, I think I thought he had a great year. I thought at the end, all the stuff going on. I think from the break, the All-Star break till. He had that where he was off. Then he had his family situation. I think it took him out of his rhythm to the year, and I think he was working hard to get it back. Had some minor injury stuff that he played through. So I think for him, my perspective on him is that he was frustrated at the end.
Do you in a situation like this, when you're looking at what kind of coach to get, do you seek his opinion on stuff like that?
Yeah. We've talked in general about stuff. I'm going to communicate with him. Here's what we're thinking, and here's the strengths of the guy coming in. Here's where he might need help. We'll have those discussions.
I guess how important is he, in stuff like this? He's a big part of your team. You signed that 5-year contract, and expecting you guys to be competitive. I guess with this whole thing.
Is he? How important is what?
Just his opinion about what's going, or his view of what's going on.
I don't know that it's an opinion. It's more of keeping him informed of what the strategy is and what we're thinking, and how do you feel about that? I don't know that he has. I like this guy over this guy.
No,
It's not like LeBron telling Mac what
Yeah, right.
Just him being informed, it seems to be an important part of it.
Yeah. I think he deserves that respect. That even trade deadline, I gave him a heads up on what we were thinking and what might happen. So I think we need to respect his status in the game and his status with the organization.
How much of this line that you're trying to balance between you and him is so that you guys stay competitive while he chases Gretzky's record?
Well, it's all of it. I think it's, we want to do what's best for him and at the same time do what's best for the organization.
Where are you at with Nicholas Backstrom? He said he's optimistic that with a full summer of normal training, he doesn't remember the last time he had one of those. He can get some of his game back. Where do you think that?
Yeah, I don't. That's a major surgery. I think it's it's frustrating in that I don't know that it gets. How much better does it get?
Right.
Because I haven't seen any other players do it and
Sure.
recover and get back to the level that they thought they were at before. So it's, I don't know where that ends up with the off-season training, but it's, he's going to have to make a decision on his career where he thinks he's at.
Yeah.
He said he felt like as he went on, he was feeling better and better. Did you see improvement in his game?
Yeah, marginally, yes. I just think it's a tough thing to get through. We don't have experience on observing players that have done it, and I don't know what it could happen in an off season to make it significantly better.
So just so I'm clear here, is this one of those things where he'll come to camp, you'll kind of see where he's at, and then
I'm going to have a meeting with him and discuss, how are you feeling physically? What do you think improvements? We'll talk to our strength guys, and we'll make decisions based on that.
Tom Wilson will be extension eligible this summer. Are you hoping to kind of get those talks going at some point this offseason?
Yeah, he's a big part of our organization. I think he was one of our better players down the stretch. I really liked him and Strome together. I thought they were two players that played consistently well down the stretch when we weren't as a team playing well.
Is Tom a guy you'd like to, lay the groundwork for, or do you want to kind of for the extension, or do you kind of want to see how next year goes, or?
I mean, I'd like Tom to finish up in Washington. I mean, he's been a big part of our culture, our group. He's consistently gotten better throughout the years.
Yeah.
We're going to do everything we can to sign him.
Your back end, going back a few months ago, I think it was only Carlson signed beyond this season, but throwing the RFAs there, you content with what looks to be 6 potential under contract?
Yeah, I mean, I think we could still, improve it a little bit. I mean, we'll look at opportunities to do that. But yeah, I mean, I like the right side, what they've contributed. They all have roles they fill within our team, and all do it well. The left side, we got 3 23-year-old guys that are, all look to improve and get better and get to the next level. So I think it's a pretty well-rounded group.
Would there be an appetite for a depth piece or for?
I mean, I think depending on cap decisions, to me, our main work will be in our top 6 forwards, and then based on that, we'll see what we can do on the back end.
When it comes to a player like Connor Brown, who was coming in and he, had 1 year and he goes down 4 games in, and another guy like Hagelin who hasn't played the last couple seasons, how do you approach free agents like that who haven't gotten a chance to really show anything?
Yeah, I mean, we know Hagelin. We know his situation. Connor Brown, I mean, it's been frustrating. I would have loved to have him, play the whole year and see where he fits. I mean, from a personnel standpoint, we really like the player. He's a good person. It seemed like he would have been a perfect fit for us. At the situation we're in now, I guess we'll talk to his representatives to see what they're thinking at free agency, just before free agency. And then we'll examine what we think we can get done, trades, free agents, and put that decision in that group.
With regard to the top 6 that being your main focus, we're talking wingers there? We're talking centers?
We're talking all of it.
Got it.
I just think we need to be better in our top 6.
Yeah.
So we'll examine all of it.
Okay.
Be it trade or free agency?
Yes.
Are you opposed to contract buyouts just in general?
I mean, we haven't discussed any, but I'm not opposed to it. I mean, I think it's, with the cap being flat, I think it's, most of the time it doesn't make sense. But, I mean, if it made sense, we'd pursue it.
Oshie said he had a small procedure yesterday to alleviate whatever was going on with his back. He said he already feels better. What are your thoughts on his health? I mean, he's missed a lot of games these last 2 years.
Yeah, I mean, from my point of view, it's frustrating because when he's in the lineup, we're a better team.
Yeah.
He had 19 goals playing part-time this year.
Yeah.
We missed that. We had stretches where he's in and he's playing, he's contributing. We're a better team, and then we have the down part where he's out and we miss him, and then he comes back in. I mean, we went through a cycle 3 times this year with him. It's hard to get a rhythm as a team when you have guys that are important contributors in and out of your lineup.
Yeah.
Good.
It's safe to say you're not trading your draft.
Yeah, I hope not.
Have you played the draft lottery simulator?
No, I haven't. I refuse to do that. I have a lot of people that are sending me results, but I'm not going to do it. It's amazing how well we've done.
Will you go to the lottery?
We're going to do it. I think we're going to do it here. So they're going to do it remote.
Oh, they're remote.
Yeah. So I think there's a camera, right?
Yep.
And we'll see our results as they come in.
Do you have any good luck charms?
No, I don't.
When?
About to find one.